Good morning. Today, I want to share with you my personal experiences and pros and cons of switching between Apple Watches and the Garmin Forerunner series and back. Sometimes my life is more exercise focused and sometimes it's not, which really comes into play when we're comparing the Apple Watch ecosystem and the Garmin ecosystem. In this video, I want to share with you the reasons I use one over the other in hopes that it may help you figure out which one is best for you and where you are in your life right now. A quick shout out, because I apparently am wearing all their gear today. East Coast Greenway, which is a nonprofit that is linking together greenways down the East Coast, just dropped some new merch. I bought both and I thought you should know about them. So here are the main things I want to be able to do with my watch. I want to be able to read incoming text and screen my phone calls, see the weather quickly, if I have any upcoming calendar events, and to quickly track a workout, bike ride, run, walk, whatever. I also want the watch to be able to take my heart rate during workouts, throughout the day, and overnight automatically. Both the Garmin and Apple Watches these days can do both things. Even the cheapest options can do most of these things, but they do them completely differently. Let's compare the key pros and cons between my Forerunner 245 Music and the new Apple Series 8 watch, the non-LTE wireless version. So some of the pros of using the Apple Watches: it's truly an extension of my phone and Apple ecosystem. You honestly could do most of your daily life with just using your watch. I can talk to it just like my phone, which sounds silly if you're not used to it. Remind me to post a video tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Okay, added.
And often when I'm on a bike ride and I don't want to forget something, I'm talking to my watch. An insane amount of apps. These apps make it so I don't have to reach for my phone. Let's talk about the advantages I love of the Garmin. I went with the Forerunner series because it's much lighter and much cheaper than the Phoenix, and it did everything that I needed to do. I do plan on posting a full review of this, so if you have any questions about the 245 or the Forerunner 55, let me know in the comments. The first thing out of the box that blew me away was the battery life. I get a reliable 5 days out of one battery charge with multiple workouts. My Apple Watch, I'm getting a day if I don't do any big workouts, and then some days I have to charge when I'm working from my desk before or after I do my workout. The Garmin is truly designed for folks wanting to track activities in their lives. Without looking, I can double click the top right button and start a ride or run super easily. And then there's physical buttons for laps. The user interface is really designed for true workouts with intervals, various display settings to get all the data you want to see, depending on what type of workout you're doing. And the Garmin is certainly for the person that wants data about their activity or sport. It does a better job of tracking, or at least displaying, the stats of my body stress, and the activity that I just did. The other thing I didn't realize I would love as much as I did was that it uses buttons instead of touchscreen on most models. This may annoy some people, but I truly love it because I can use my watch easily when I have gloves on. I can use it without looking often, so I can start a ride just by clicking this top button a few times. And if I'm wet from rain or sweat, it still works compared to my Apple Watch, which doesn't work when I'm sweaty very well. And if I wear it into the shower, if it's too hot and the water's hitting it, it often makes apps open and changes things. So now I just don't wear it in the shower, even though it's waterproof. Now, it does the basics of a smartwatch. Notifications, mirroring your phone notifications, and this one specifically also does fall detection. For most people, that's enough. That's what you need out of a smartwatch. All right, that was a rundown of my pros for both. Let's talk about the shortcomings. The biggest reason I switched back last week to the Apple Watch was reliability for the Garmin. I found my watch isn't always synced with my phone after one of the most recent updates, which means I can't use the Find My Phone option, easily know the weather, and phone or text notifications were pretty delayed. Additionally, a year after using this watch, the lower button on the left-hand side, which is my least used button, is getting stuck in the watch. I'm sending the watch off to Garmin for warranty this week, which is why I wanted to record this video before I send it in. But I've had 3 Apple Watches before this one and never had a problem with any of them. The apps available for the Garmin are really lacking. For example, I purchased the music version because it had Spotify built into it, but it's only the Spotify songs that you load onto the watch. It's not like the Apple Watch where I can control Spotify. The very last reason, which I think is going to resonate with the most people, is that I'm not training for anything right now. My longest rides are an hour, and my runs are typically about 3 miles. I don't need to sync easily with training peaks, and I really don't need too much data. If you are someone that considers yourself an athlete and likes data, the Garmin is the direction I would point you. For most people, the Apple Watch is going to be perfect for you. I would love to hear from you in the comments. How do you use a Garmin or Apple Watch? Everyone is different, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to hear your unique use cases. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you're interested in more content like this. Until next time, stay well, stay good, and remember to bike more and worry less. Peace.